Hello! We are here for the second half of the 40 hours and 7 days language challenge. It is Wednesday. I have accidentally upped the level of difficulty of achieving today because I edited the video for the first half, then I had all kinds of problems exporting it, and then had some stuff happen around the house. And long story short, it is now 4 p.m. and I haven't even started yet. So we are going to get busy. I do think I'm going to do a lot of immersion today. I want to do more study as well in this challenge, but I think for today, immersion is going to be mostly the way to go. I do think I'm going to start with German. We're going to keep reading this magazine. I have to start a new article because I finished the one that I was working on before. We'll do that and then probably watch my show as well. Not super thrilling, but you know, it's the meat and potatoes of learning a language, I guess, is reading and listening. So let's get to it. Good morning. It is Thursday. We are quite behind. I did have a bit of a failure yesterday. I did do German and Portuguese, but I did not do Spanish. I watched a couple things throughout the day, but I absolutely did not do my timer at all. So let's see how far behind we are at. So we're about 3 hours, 45 minutes behind. Whoops. But I mean, we have today and tomorrow, right? So I think today I will probably do my best to catch up and just kind of forget about the whole 2-hour block thing. So at 11, I think we're gonna do Spanish. I want to go grad school shopping, whether I actually go to grad school or not. I want to look up a bunch of programs, all in Spanish speaking countries. I love that stuff. I love looking at school programs that in all likelihood I will never do, but looking at the whole curriculum, what classes you do, all that stuff. I love it. I should be an academic advisor or something like that. But anyway, so we're gonna do that. I do want to do some homework for my course. Yeah, so that will put us at 1 p.m. I guess we'll do dealer's choice, watch something at 1. Then at 2, I have FaceTime chat, 4-ish. The next language block, which I think we'll do German. Then that puts us at 6, dinner. And then 2 hours Portuguese. 8, we'll say dealer's choice again. 9, we could make this up today. Because the thing is, tomorrow I really want to go out on a little day trip. It's not anywhere. It's just to the neighborhood that I used to live in. Obviously, if I'm out and about, it's going to be harder to get full dedicated blocks of time. It should be fine, but I just need to plan appropriately and therefore the schedule. So we're gonna get busy on this. I need to finish my coffee to give me strength. I also need to move to my desk chair because this is a very, very soft bed, and so sitting on it is horrible. Anyway.
Que él había muerto de diarrea.
¿Ah, sí?
Sí.
¿Pero quién era él? ¿Un héroe o qué?
Sí, un héroe pero conta decir que murió de diarrea, que le dispararon en el hombro.
Hello. We are still struggling. Mostly I just yapped today too much. It's okay. It's good. Talked to my sister for a long time. I didn't realize when I picked this article that I actually was familiar with this case. And it's super, super sad. It's the Jocelyn Smith one. And I kind of don't want to read it, but now, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I continue this one or do a different one. It's just really, really depressing, and I don't necessarily know that I want to participate in reading about it, so I don't know. But we're gonna read some German. That's what I'm saying.
Wahrscheinlich am Ende eine Sequenz einblenden, falls ich noch mehr gelesen habe. Also wenn dann ja, auch nochmal 2 mit 3,5 und dann 1.
Carisma que ella tiene su ropa afuera, que ya sé no tiene nada de diferente ni de raro, pero aquí en Estados Unidos.
Hello, we made it. Walked a million miles. Collecting all my things. I got some cookies, some bagels. I had to buy slippers for my house. So we're at the park. There's man metal detecting at the park. Okay. I just ate this jalapeno cheddar bagel, which is one of my favorites. And there really aren't, like, not that bagels don't exist in Spain, but bagel culture is not a thing. So I hadn't had a bagel in 2 years. Yeah, my spice tolerance has definitely gone down. I tried actively to keep it up, but there's just so little actually spicy food in Spain that it was probably inevitable. But yeah, I was like tearing up from this jalapeno bagel. To be fair, there were a lot of jalapenos on it. Anyway, I am 4 hours in. I did 2 hours of Spanish listening and 2 hours of Portuguese listening. In Spanish, I started the book Furia, and it's really good so far, but I'm kind of having troubles focusing while I'm doing other things. So I switched to, what did I switch to? It's so ridiculous, I cannot for the life of me remember what else I listened to in Spanish. But Portuguese, I listened to a couple episodes of a children's podcast and Fala Gringo. And then I remembered that there's a version of The Psychiatrist Next Door. Or The Shrink Next Door. It's called The Shrink Next Door in English. I've listened to it in English and Spanish, and there's also Portuguese and German, so I can listen to it in every language that I learned so far. But I started it a long time ago in Portuguese, and I was not far enough along to be able to really comfortably follow it with. I mean, obviously I know what happens since I already listened to it, but anyway. So I have listened to 2 more episodes of that. So what I have here with me to do, my 3DS if I want to play any games, I have my e-reader. I got this book at the library. I went to see her speak in Alicante at a book presentation, not for this book, for her newest one, but the lady who was like presenting her, who was a creative writing teacher at the university there, actually said that she normally recommends people start with this book, and obviously it's super short, and it was literally just in stock at my library. I didn't like request it or anything, so I was like, it's a sign. We have this one, and then for German we have this art magazine, which obviously these articles are like significantly more difficult for the most part because they're all like, you know, cerebral art related things. But there's an article about Korean video art in here that seemed vaguely approachable. I think it's 1:00 p.m. The only thing I have left to do is just grab a couple groceries before I get the bus back home, so however long I want to stay in the park. But I might go see if the shade has moved to this park bench because I really want back support. I'm currently sitting at a picnic table, so we're gonna scope it out. Waiting for the bus to go home. Just got my groceries. I'm listening to this German podcast that I will put on the screen so far. It's really good. It's super easy to just listen to a bunch of them. I'll probably re-listen to them. I mean, I think there's like a lot. I think they've been doing this podcast for a long time. Hopefully. Gonna keep waiting for this bus. Hello. Okay, home, showered, talked to my sister for a while. And now we are ready to begin again. It's 7 p.m. So this week so far I have 27 hours and 9 minutes. Last week I had 10 and a half hours. So I just need 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 20 minutes actually. So that should be very doable, right? I am gonna do my German lingo deer, and I want to do a homework problem for my Spanish. So I'm gonna do the Spanish first. Because then I'll watch something in German. Okay, my last indirect style question for my homework. Okay, I have an episode and a half of this really stupid kids show left in German, so finish that, and then we should be able to do just like an hour-ish of a Portuguese show, and then I think we should be done. I think. Hello. So we're Saturday morning again. So after the challenge, I did finish last night and I didn't even have to stay up late to do it. I finished at like 10 p.m. So yeah, I guess we can look at the week. I did try to document everything that I was doing. I mean, obviously within reason. I actually only had 3 days where I fully completed my original goal of getting like 2 hours in each language. The other days I would either get some time in all 3, but not 2 hours in each, or one day I didn't do anything in Spanish that day, just for whatever reason it didn't happen. My final totals were Spanish did 13 hours and 19 minutes, German 14 hours and 32 minutes, and Portuguese 12 hours and 17 minutes. Keeping track of the time on Forest was definitely significantly less precise than any other form of tracking that I've ever done before for the challenge. So in that way it wasn't ideal, but it was actually really good for like not draining the fun out of it, you know? Like sometimes I really dislike tracking because I feel like it can like start to make it feel like a chore. You know, you're like doing something for like 9 minutes and it just doesn't even, I don't know, you just start to like over analyze things, or at least I do. Whereas if I just start the timer, yeah, probably I'm like wasting time that is then being counted, which is part of why I didn't count it when I was doing like random watching YouTube videos or whatever outside of the time blocks, because I was like, well, I probably owe this time anyway. So it's a lot less precise, but it also frees you up a lot more to just do whatever you're in the mood for, change activities, that kind of thing. So I did really like that. It's also great for getting coins and forests. So I was finally able to buy the tree that I've been saving up for, and hopefully if I keep up doing more time blocking with forest, I can get the other tree. So my thing is, I like to have, as you've seen throughout, a tree for each language. I was gonna try to do something like more complex with like reading trees versus studying trees or whatever, but I think I'm just gonna keep it per language. So I already got my Spanish tree a long time ago, and that was the jacarandas, which I had never seen until I moved to Spain. I think they're in Mexico also. I'm sure they're in other places, but I have never even seen this tree until I moved to Spain, so it's very like Spanish association for me. And it's just really cute. And so for German right now, I have the treehouse tree, but I think I'm going to try to get the oak tree, which oaks are obviously like everywhere. They're very common in the United States also, but I think it's the national tree of Germany, I think. And so that would be cute, but that one's low priority because I also feel fine about the treehouse tree. Portuguese, I do like the tree I was using, but I really wanted this golden trumpet tree, which is, I think it's the national flower of Brazil, not the national tree of Brazil, but regardless, it's super like striking on forest, and it just is super fitting. So I finally was able to get that. And then for English, I do eventually also want the red maple. where I am from, Ohio, we have a lot of red maples, and so I have like a, fondness for that tree, so I think that would be nice to have for my English tree. So anyway, I have been chipping away painfully, slowly at getting my next tree, and this just like skyrocketed me right up there, so that was helpful. But yeah, other than that, I finished in German. I finished the article that I was reading, the first article I was reading. Finished the first season of Achtsam Morden, Mindfully or something like that, Mindful Murder. And the first season, well, there's only one season of Kits. In Spanish, I finished my book Ansibles, I guess they would say it, Perfiladores y otras máquinas de genio. Loved that book, definitely recommend it. And I finished my homework for the indirect style, which I again have been working on, mostly not working on, for at least a month. In Portuguese, I finished the first season of De Voltaos 15, if that's how you say that. And I finished the first season of 3%. So yeah, overall, definitely very heavy TV watching, which I totally didn't anticipate, but I'm actually totally fine with. Like, I do feel like I wasn't just passively watching TV, like, since they were both, I wasn't watching TV in Spanish, I was watching TV in German and Portuguese, both of which do require quite a bit more paying attention than in Spanish, so I do actually feel like it was still fairly proactive, but I do still want to do more actual study at some point. Hopefully this was a good kickstart. Didn't write at all. One of my goals was to write in Spanish. Did not write anything other than my homework. So, next time. We'll get up next time, I guess. But yeah, I hope that this has been fun to watch. It has been very fun to do, and I will see you in the next one.